Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Space Engineers No Jetpack Survival. I am PsyPrime and my mouse is set way too slow. That's better. That's what I get for trying to do like smooth pans. I really need a controller to do that. So much better. Right, so we're in a situation where we have 2 kelp crisp in our inventory right now. We've got none in the base's inventory at all. That's just done. We have no sunlight, so we're not producing any more algae, not till morning. And we don't know exactly how long the nights are. I'm assuming probably around 2 hours. It's been dark for maybe about, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes by this point. So we've got a situation where our food bar is down to 76. We've probably got about an hour and a bit until it goes to empty, and then we're running on kelp crisp only. I can probably eat one now because they only top up 12. So we'll eat one just to get our bar up as high as it can go. And then we're just going to have to hope that either some other food source comes along in the meantime, or we don't run out before it goes daylight and we actually have enough time with the daylight before we die to get more algae in. We could go foraging, but as you can see, it's dark. That's going to make things quite difficult. In the meantime, we're going to do some more work on our large ship because that's just as important. We also do need to start putting food facilities on here at some point soon. Now, I have put... Now, there was a question that came up on one of the previous episodes, well, on the last one actually, about where I put those gyros. Now, they are directly connected to these blocks here. I think they are connected to these blocks here, but we've left loads of room for adding an extra skin of armor underneath those. So that is something that's on the list of things to do before this ship is finished. We will be adding some heavy armor underneath those so that we don't get our gyros shot off. So that's all fine. I mean, that was already in the plan. Now, where did we get to last time? So we put... And these are the gyros. They're connected directly to those blocks I was pointing at before. We've got all the space where the thrusters are to sort of armor those out a little bit, and that'll help protect the thrusters as well. These are all red. Why are they red? Is it because they're on a grid that's attached to the base? Yeah, I think it will be. I think as soon as we detach, those will turn back to green. Okay, so the back of the ship needs to continue out here. Now that's a bit of a slope up, so this needs to slope up further. So we might as well actually put something in there right now. Just so we don't kind of forget where we were going with this. Or we can't just do that because that's going to overhang and look a bit weird. Unless we want a straight line there. We might do, actually. We could put it there. Just making this corridor look a bit cramped, but it is just a transitionary corridor. So that's not too bad. Either way, it's going to go to a straight out bit, actually. So... I don't like that there though because of that block, so we're going to have to take these blocks off the end. Because they just don't work where they are. And we're going to have to put some light armors on. Weld those up. I don't know if I've got enough material. No. Okay, that answers that question. What was that? Something red appeared. A red warning message appeared on my screen and it sort of vanished before I got to do anything with it. I don't know what that meant. I'm hoping it was just because we didn't have the materials we needed. I don't know. Those messages usually come out in white. I'll probably find out when I'm editing. But right now I have no idea what that message was, and it was red, so that means it was serious. Oh, we'll find out eventually anyway. If it's important, we'll find out. Right, I want to thank everybody as well for the fantastic reception that the last episode had. That was very pleasing. Thank you very much. We got well over 1,000 views on the last one, which for this channel shouldn't be surprising, but it is always nice to see when we actually breach 1,000 views and get a lot of likes and some actual nice comments coming in. That's really, really good. Right here, I want to be able to actually move up to this section. Now, do I? Because we could go up here and use this as a means to move to the back, but no, I actually want E. Do we? E, that's a good question actually, because we've also got this level here which will be ending and moving up. Maybe. This bit here which is going to go up and go straight across, but we're going to put some sort of stairs down here. But I don't want the stairs to be exposed to the outside, so this also really has to be one of these. So maybe we just ramp, possibly just need to ramp this, and that middle one can be coloured something rampy walkway-ish. I don't know. Something like that. In fact, these two would be better being kind of solid blocks. Maybe not those. Maybe more like... where are you? That one? Yeah. More like that. Yes, that's kind of alright, that. Right, so that brings that up to there and allows us to then start carrying along for the next level. This level is going to be a bit higher than the rest because we want extra armor on it. So underneath, we may need to, in certain sections, sort of extra skin it, because it's going to be a very vulnerable part of the ship. More steel plates in here. Because rear of here is where we're going to put all like the gas tanks and all the stuff that's kind of kaboomy. The rear thruster pack. We're going to have to put in all the sort of power generation facilities. We haven't got anything for that yet. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go in there. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of everything I'm holding for the minute. I'm glad to say that when you actually return all the items to the inventory using the middle click thing, it doesn't send your food in. We also do need to build a big field of, algae food generators. Yeah, what do you call them? Algae things. What are they called? Algae farm. That's it. We need lots of algae farms around the base. I know we're not going to want to rely on that. We're going to want to rely on actual proper farming. We want to do the whole thing. Per time might be a bit of a struggle for that because of the water requirements. We are going to need a lot of the ice that we have to fuel this ship. So we probably want to keep farming down a little bit here. It's going to be a big thing on the Earth-like planet when we get there though. But yeah, algae is like the most attainable right now. It's not very efficient. We have to eat a lot often. But it'll get us by while we're constructing the rest of the ship. Because I don't want to spend too much time away from this ship's construction because it's gone on quite a long time already. And that's entirely a consequence of us building this in survival. With no jetpack. More needed. We're going to have to bring some cargo up to this section pretty soon. I could go to there instead of going all the way around. Do you know what? That's a lot easier. Right. That's fine then. We have cargo nearby. There's always one. We're definitely going to have to bring some conveyor lines through here because if we're going to put power and fuel tanks and stuff like that, they need to be supplied with stuff. So we've got that much space left. Chunk of that's going to be thrusters. Then we're going to have fuel tanks, cargo, all of that going to be on here. So that is the obvious place to start bringing the pipes through to this section. At some point, we're going to need to decide sort of how we're distributing. Walkway will continue all the way down the middle. So we'll continue down the middle with the walkway. And we're going to have things on either side. this base is not going to be large enough to accommodate all of it, but we can sort of start armoring around and building walkways around the sort of cargo and hydrogen tanks and stuff, so that... Oh, that's 3 kilometers away. We need to go and get that. I do need to start doing unknown signals, because they might contain seeds and things that we need for surviving. I should deposit my stuff first. There we go. We're going to go take a drive out to that. I don't want to run because spiders. It's not quite as bad as the alien planet where like you touch the ground and the spiders are on you. But I do not want to chance too many things. Right, let's remember how this works. 9, unlock. Power's off right now, so why? No. Okay, what was it? Batteries. There we go. Lights. I'm still connected by something. What am I connected by? Why is this not moving? It shouldn't be connected by that. It doesn't get flat tires. And I'm getting level 3 on a lot of stuff. This seems quite easy to get to like a level whatever. Wheels are off. There we are. Why was it making noises like it was on? Right, I've not driven this in a while. Let's go around the hole. Plural. Both holes. I think we need to increase our suspension a little bit. I don't want to go super fast. We don't want to die. We just want to get there safe. And we've got 12 minutes to do it in. Lots of holes from the meteors. They won't happen anymore because the new meteors don't do that. Night driving, not fun. Can't see much. Ooh, let's go around the hole. Well, it's the first little road trip we've done in a little while. Just gotta hope we don't get a storm. Here we go. It's a good job I didn't try to water this, it's quite a long way. Now there's another thought actually. Radiation and the car. The car's not, it's got an open cockpit, so it's not exactly going to protect us from solar radiation if we go out in the daytime. So we might need to do a little bit of redesigning on our vehicle at some point. Also weather damage, you know, like the weather radiation effects and all these other things that might come along our way. I don't think the vehicle's going to protect me from it. We have to test that, maybe. Okay, we're 500 meters away. Come down this hill. Whoa. Let's not flip the thing. Whoa. That's not good. And it looks like it's getting foggy as well, which is not good either. Uh-oh. That's exactly what I didn't want. might have to get underground here. Ah, underground does not protect us. This is extremely bad. I have food left, so I can recover some of that health, but... crapola. Oh, we're gonna have to run back to base. Hiding in the hole isn't doing anything. Which way goes back? Okay, no, this is not good either. We have to get out of the storm, whatever we do. And that doesn't help. Okay, so that's not helping me at all. Been struck by debris, great. Okay, storm's gone. Well, it's mostly gone. Not entirely gone. Right, so that wheel's not on the ground. Ah, we're beached here. There we are. Maybe we can get out now. There we go. Right, where's home anyway? There. Right, okay, so blue signal's there. Our unknown signal is still good, and we're 200 meters away from it, so we might as well actually get that. Well, I used up my last food item, and I nearly died in the process of doing all this, so... Brakes. Cow gloves. Yeah. Not particularly special, but... What we got? Not much good. Nope. Nothing good in there. Okay, well that was a waste of time. Wonderful. Right, we have to go back before we get another storm. Eesh, that was horrible. We have to go round this, I think. Is there a way around it? I hope so. Oh my god, whoa. No, I feel like I've been here before. That's not good. Massive ravine around the whole place, so Which is the best? Which way looks like the? If it was light, I'd be able to see better, but obviously, whoa! No! 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 Back. Let's go that way. Driving in the dark. Not good. We're going. Oh shoot. We're going in the opposite direction to where we want to go. To get around this big structure here. Which puts us at further risk actually, because chances of another storm. I've got 56 health left. No more heals. At least our radiation exposure's gone down. But yeah, those thunderstorms are no joke. We can't work through them. We have to be indoors. Whoa, not that way. I've got to give credit to this vehicle though. It's doing a good job of handling the terrain. Right, we're going to try this beacon. I think we might be able to barter something for some food. Oh, we don't have our cash or anything on us, I don't think. I've not deposited any. So we can't really do that. We haven't got anything to trade. Not with us. We'd have to fly over there another time. It's a good job I didn't fly for this beacon actually, because if I flew, we could have got struck and then shot out of the sky and lost our miner. Nope. This ravine goes a long way around. I don't think it's the main one on the planet. If it was, we would never have got across in the first place. I could have gone back the way I came, but it looked a bit hairy, so given it's dark, I can't really find my way to things, so... I hope this doesn't go just to the middle of a ravine and stop. It does. We've got no third-person view either, so we can't just like look behind us. Oh my goodness. What have I got myself into here? We might just have to try and drive across. Is there an easy way down? Possibly that way. To the right. Now all we need is a way up. That looks possible. Yeah, what a trooper. Meanwhile, we're keeping our eyes open for any forageables that come within our headlights. Can't see anything from a distance at all. Speaking of which, is that something? No. I've got a feeling the Earth flight will be a lot easier when we get there. Luckily we'll be focused mostly on surviving the wolves, any other cargo ship things that appear, because it's going to be easier for them to fly there, so we'll see more of them. And building a nice, massive, huge base. So when we get to the Earth-like planet, I don't think the challenges are going to stop, because Earth gets like still quite a lot of bad weather. Whoa, no. but the challenges will just be different. Okay, so this episode turned into a bit of a driving episode so far. We will continue building. I'm still a bit nervous right now because we're only a single storm away from being dead for the first time ever in this whole series. I mean, the permadeath aspect doesn't really mean a lot anymore, which is why the series name got changed, because we now have respawn points, several of them. Another unknown signal was detected. No, not until I've got back and healed up. Yeah, we're gonna avoid doing these sorts of trips until we've got plenty of food in our inventory to heal with. Somebody did mention we might be able to craft medical kits actually, so I'm gonna have to look into that. Here we go. Whoa! Don't fall in there. Now, if this is the future, why don't we have wireless charging? That's what I want to know. Camera for rear. Oh, we do have a rear view. Okay. And get out. Right, okay, so that was rubbish. I have to go and heal now. Yeah. I had to say it, didn't I? I had to say that I hope we don't get any storms, because like the very next thing that happens is we get a storm. And it nearly kills me. And we can't hide underground anymore. Keen have been a little bit naughty and made it so that we can't hide from storms underground. The radiation just gets you. You have to be in a sealed, oxygenated area, so we're going to definitely have to look at vehicles for Pertam versus Earth. I mean, this would be great on Earth, maybe, but on Pertam, our little dirt buggy thing, only for good weather. Not great for when it gets bad. Good to know. Right, okay, so let's continue where we were on this. Right, we're going to need more of these. Here we are. Right. Where did we get to? We got to there. So we're going to have to bring some piping across here. That's what we were going to do. These look like the most obvious choices. We also have to consider how that impacts putting a roof on this section. We could keep the pipes completely visible and just rely on that floor there, but I'm not super duper keen on it. Maybe that's what we have to do. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. Right, okay, pipes time. I want the same kinds of pipes, so we're going to go with these. And I think what we're going to do is that. Okay, I need materials for these, so... oh god, put it all back. Okay, it'll do. 1, 2... we are going to have to sort of figure out how to connect these to other things every now and again. Just so occasionally we might have to cut one out and just replace it with something that attaches to the room so that they don't get shot off en masse. We want all sections to be sort of at least connected in 1 or 2 places. Okay. now we're into the section that matters. One more, just to give some space, give a bit of room. Weld all these up, and then we'll come back to you shortly. Bingo. Right, so we've got our 2 pipes here. Do we have access to repair these pipes? I think we probably need to build in some sort of access to down the sides of these pipes. Maybe. I feel like it's getting windy as well. Is that storm coming back? Something happening there. Somewhere. Right, we're going to have to keep an eye on that, because if it starts getting like killy again, we're going to have to literally find our way back inside somewhere pressurized. And there's no pressurized sections in here unless I sort of walk into the corridors and close the doors behind me and just stand in the middle. That's always a possibility, I guess. What do we put in here now? So this is going to be, I think, because it's closer to the center, it's going to be, and it's going to contain heavy stuff. I think this is where we start the cargo section. So let's have a look at cargo containers. Now we could do one of a couple of options. We can go really big, or we could go lots of really smalls. Really smalls is better for making sure that you don't end up with like a ton of cargoes all spilling out everywhere, being destroyed in one go. But it makes managing the cargo really difficult. So we probably need a bit of both. I think at this part of the ship it's going to be reasonably protected. So if I can find it, did I leave them on there? I must have taken them off. Okay. We're going to go for the larger ones, I suppose. Right. So let's see. Now, here's the problem. This pipeline needs to carry on, because I don't want the destruction of a cargo container to be the cause for all this to break. So we're gonna have to put like a side port on there, and then start putting these as like saddlebags on the side of the cargo side of the pipes. So let's put some T's on here, and let's go X's if we can do that. Yeah. X, straight. Not flanged. Like that. Okay. We're going to need some parts for cargo as well, so shortly. Let's put a cargo on our bar, just so I've got some of the materials to build it. Saves me a trip. Right. Right, okay. So that'll be the first one. So put a cargo on each side of here, and we can come forward a bit more and put another one on. We can also interconnect the cargo containers themselves. But the idea being that... not that kind. Maybe... what kind do I want? One of them, maybe? I think that looks better. Now the question is, do we want... Well, we obviously have to have ports like to the side. That way around, maybe. Do we want the ports forward or up and down? Forward's redundant because of the 2 pipes I've got right next to it. So we do it up and down, I think. I need to find somewhere I can stand to see it. Well, I missed there, didn't I? Oof. These look a lot better now. That's so cool. They definitely look a lot better now. They don't do any damage to the ground though, which is... I don't know. In my opinion, it's a little bit of a shame, but I can understand why a lot of people hated it, because that's better. Yeah, and the ports are up and down. That's great. Yeah, because it was making a mess of their landscape, but that was kind of the point. All right, and they're up and down as well. Good. Right, so it gets rid of that stuff. At this point, we definitely need to put some welders in. I need these to be... Oh, that's interesting. It stops this passageway going any further. So we might actually have to pull these out one more. So I think what we're going to have to do here... Where is it? There it is. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. We can go flange this time. More materials. Still missing a bunch of stuff, but... Oh, it's not going to let me because I've got cargo container stuff in my inventory. Okay, let's get these cargo containers placed first. So, 7, right. These are not facing the right way yet. Come on. There we are. Oh, they are facing the right way. Okay. Yes, one there. This will let us put the passageways past them. It also gives us the means to work out how we're going to connect these to the sides, because I'm assuming that's flat. Yep, that is. So that gives us reason to sort of widen the ship at this point, which is good. We don't want to have things doing that just for the sake of it. Right, let's get these materials now. Take you off the bar. Right. Okay. Good. Now, again, I want the means for these to weld themselves up, so we're going to put some welders in. I'm going to put them in line with the pipes. There's no reason for that to be a problem at all. I don't think so anyway. Steel plates needed. Let's get the materials for one. I can get the materials for the other off the first one. Right, so... Yeah. Like that. Good enough. Okay. Bingo. Right. I could probably pipe them together as well, just to make sure. We'll figure that out shortly. I don't know what else we want to put there yet. So, right. We might have to sort of cordon off this area immediately below. Whatever. Because standing here obviously would be very bad. Unless we put more sensors in here and sort of turn them off if we're in this area. We should do that, to be honest. Right, let's put some sort of a conveyor block in the middle of here. I'm going to go with one of them. I want... No, maybe not. T-shape, I think. T-shaped of the armoured ones. There we are. Like that. Just to give us room to do something from the top. Okay. Yep. So that gives us a port at the top. And... I'm pretty sure these were... Yeah, that's fine. Right. And it connects these together, which provides a path if one of these gets shot out around to continue on the other side. As well as this path here, but it's extra redundancy. But it also gives me the means to put a sensor on here, so it gives me somewhere to attach it to. It's 4 sensor. Right. I'm going to put it on... I'll put it there like that. So just make sure we get it the right way up. Where does that little... Do you know what? Doesn't matter. Good, right. Now we need sensor field information turned on. And we need this one to be shown on HUD. Otherwise we can't see the field range. And then we can start playing with the extents. So left extent, let's just extend it just to there. Right extent should be about the same. So about 5.9. Bottom. Bottom is that way. So let's give it about same-ish, I guess. 5.9 maybe. Yeah. Top should be about the same. Yeah. And back doesn't need, well actually no, it does maybe need some. So we should probably extend up a little bit to about, let's see, 5 meters is 2 blocks. Let's go 5.9, yeah, again. Just do all of that, and then there, that's the back, top, back. That's what I wanted, 5.9. And the front, well, that needs to be at least 3-ish. Right. So that box around me is where this particular sensor is covering. There's another block here. I don't know what that is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the block. So you get into this range, these are going to turn off for safety. Should be fine. Right, let's turn off my field range things. Access the sensor. I'm going to call this cargo sensor 1, because we might have a few of these. Take it off HUD, set up actions. So when something is detected, I need to name these welders. Okay, let's name the welders. So cargo welder 1A. No, 1 left, right, which is starboard. So 1S. Yep. Cargo welder 1 port. So P. Did I do it capital on that one? No, that's good. Right. So we're going to label things like that port and starboard in this case, just because it's getting to a point where it's critical infrastructure, so we need to know immediately where something is. Cargo sensor 1, that's fine. Proximity alert, don't think it's necessary. Detect players, yes. All of these things are off. Detect owner, friendly, neutral, enemy off. Everything else is off. That's great. That's how I want it. Okay. So, I'm not going to group these. So, cargo welder, there we are. So, port, first detection off. We're not detecting anymore. On. And then on bar 2, we're going to just do the other one. So, off, on. Yep, that works. Good, right. 2 cargo containers now welded up. No doubt they're probably going to start getting filled up by our inventory when we start doing too much mining or anything. So we're going to probably need to make sure that when we start doing some serious drilling and mining, we may need to disconnect these or put some rules in place that stop it from filling these up, so we're not lifting off initially with too much cargo. Apart from the cargo, we need like ice for refueling on the fly. Okay, so that's the start of our cargo section. Now what we're going to do basically is repeat that maybe 1 or 2 times more So we got maybe at least 4 of these. I think maybe 6. I think 4 should be plenty actually. We could use small cargoes to supplement when we need to. And then we're going to have space for fuel tanks and things rear of here. So that's great. Now, before we do any more of the ship, because I think this bit, we've added a whole new sort of chunk to the ship now. We need to deal with our food problem because it's gonna be dire. I mean, as soon as daylight turns up, we are literally going to be in a rush to get as much algae in as we can, as quickly as we can, so that we can start eating food at the very earliest opportunity. So I love the way that glows, that's cool. I need energy. There's an energy port here. Lovely, right. Did I have my visor open the entire time the storm came and just forgot to close it? I bet that's what was killing me. That's stupid, isn't it? Huh. I bet you were all screaming at me at that time as well, like going, visor's open! Your visor's open! Shut your visor! Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm a bit stupid sometimes. Right. Okay, so we need to port off somewhere and put some lovely stuffs in. Sun will rise on that side. So all of this will get some attention. Most of these will get some attention actually from the sun, and those two. If we can pipe out of here somewhere and put a bunch of do we just do it on the roof? No, it's a lot of work to build on the roof. We want something quick and easy, really. See, sun's definitely going to hit this side first. That's the docking port. Don't want to just build off that, but we could extend to here. You know, there's not a lot of good options on this side. Phew. Coming off here is probably the easiest option. Come out here and stick a load of them on here. But high up is better. Okay, we're going to come across here and do it this way. Right, that's going to have to be a T. And it's going to have to be a big flat T. So we're going to ruin the design a little bit. Just a bit. Right, that way. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Steel plates. I just took down one. Oh no, they don't use steel plates today. Right. Let's get that reconnected at the earliest opportunity there. Right, okay. 6, right. Straight ones. I think we could use ordinary straight ones here. At some point it's going to go underground too much though, so that's not going to help me weld them up. That's kind of why I went for the armoured one, because the armoured one has a bigger shell around it. There we are, right. Do it that way so I can see it. It's kind of cool. Unable to place. Why? Why am I unable to place that there? Don't think... Oh, this wall might be... Hang on, is this wall connected to anything? It's not at all. It's not actually a part of anything. Right. It was only there to stop things falling in the hole when we eject it, like gravel. I think that drill's still spinning. Yeah, it's still going. It can't go any further though because the pistons are all the way down. So in a future episode, we're going to have to sort of detach that and add some more pistons if we want any more resources out of that hole. Which we probably will when we start doing the hull, because the ship's hull is going to require quite a lot of resources. Unable to place because of that. Oh. Well, I don't really need that bit. Why am I trying to put one of them in? One of these. Okay, so we're just going to come out a little bit further. I have to be aware that spiders might appear as well. What the hell happened to me build plan on that? Okay. Yeah, we can just step up onto that. It doesn't have to be a smooth ramp. That's fine. Right, so now we've got to this point here. Oh, maximum health's increased. Nice. Right, so we'll have one of them. That'll behave as a junction. Okay. And now we're going to do a bunch of... Let's see... Straight ones. Armoured, 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 armoured. No, let's just do a bunch of these things. It's not mega sort of CPU efficient, but it does the job. Come on, there we are. I guess we might have to move the docking port for other purposes. Now, I know that this area is going to be blocked by the building for like a chunk of the day, but since the sunrise is there, I'm pretty sure it tracks around that way. It's going to get sun until the very end of the day, so it's decent without having to go too far away from the base. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, my tool's being a bit weird. Ugh, build planner, what are you doing to me? Okay. So that's enough for, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I don't really want to be doubling them down because they start getting in each other's way, so we're just going to put a bunch of them on right here. These will be alright for the morning. When the sun comes up just high enough, these will all start doing something. 6. Jim can't just like point a headlight at them and make them work. Now, somebody else also suggested that we just build ourselves like a cryopod and wait it out if it comes down to it. That's an option. That is an option because I believe cryo sleep reduces your food use to 0. Or, at least in theory anyway. I think I need to colour these because they're all wrong for the base. So, oh actually no, we were going to go retro future. That's better. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a algae farm going on around the base here, just random bits. I think what we need to do is get down to our home area. Now that we've got a bit of extra health as well, which gives us a teeny tiny bit of extra survivability, and I think food intake's probably... I don't know if food intake's done anything. Let's have a look. Shift B? Buffs, there we are. Okay, food intake is not one of those things. So Shift B brings up this. Maximum health 140. Everything's 140, like welding speed, grinding speed. Movement speed's 116, and oxygen consumption is now down to 60% of normal, which is great. Not here. Not here. I don't think... Oh, actually, no, this would be a good place for a cryopod, actually. Where do we put it? Here? Let's have a look at the options. So, G, cryo chamber. Cryo cargo crate? No, that's not what I want. There's a few options on here. So let's see. There's the old traditional one. That's the new one. Inset. Okay, it has a port on the bottom and one on the back, and that's it. Bottom and back. Can I make that work? I could put it there, but that blocks the fan. I do like these though. Put it in white. Makes it match the rest of the room. Okay, let's have a look at where we can... what we can do here. So there's... oh, there's a bit of floor that wasn't welded up there. So bottom and back only. Let's see. We've decompressed this area, so that's fine. But I could bring that round the back of it. Right, that should be enough to do what I need to do here. There, just to make sure. Right, so now I just need to pipe in round the back of there. So, let's see. I could just do the normal pipes here. They don't have to look pretty, these ones. This needs to be like that. That one needs to be like exactly like that, actually, yeah. Good. And then this one needs to just be something a bit more substantial, I think. Do I need to place any blocks in here to just make sure this stays airtight? I think maybe. Just those two. Well, particularly just this one needs welding, actually. Can I get to anything else? Let's just put a block in there just to make sure that this doesn't fall off for any reason. Good. So now we need a conveyor line, solid one though. Yeah, just like that. Just to be more assured of the airtightness, even though that gap there exists, it's still considered airtight, which is a bit silly, but some of this, oh, I don't know, this is going to break that. Hopefully this cryo room hides the sand. No? I don't mind that that's there, actually. Right, and the top of there just needs to be something like that. Steel plates needed. Okay, and I think feels like there needs to be a panel over that, but I can't place one in because no reason at all. Oh no, that's there for cargo access. We don't want to get rid of that. Okay, so a little bit of sand in there is fine because I think that kind of really beds in the fact that where this is built. Because if I open up like that door, we've got a little bit of sand in there as well. Okay, good. So if I sit in here for a bit, yeah, totally pauses food. Now, it's a bit of a cop-out. It's not going to help you guys at all. But this is an option. This is a way to stay alive while we wait for the sun to come up. But no, I'm not gonna do that now, because we can get some more work done while we wait, and then we can jump in at the last minute and then wait it out if we have to. But I think this is going to be a really good place to leave this episode. So have a fantastic weekend, and whatever else is going to come in between now and then, when I see you next time for another No Jetpack Survival. Bye for now.